Yo, people. The boys are in the building. New season, same old hoopers. Welcome to Nothing But Net. What we saying, man, them?
Come on,
man. What we saying, man, them?
New season.
Come on. I mean, how we feeling?
Ask me that at the end of August, bro.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling, bro.
Ask me that at the end of August, bro.
That's exactly how I'm feeling,
Ask me that
bro.
at the end of August.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Cool. We're here. We ain't been here for a minute. I know the people have missed us. I know you've missed our insightful takes, some more insightful than others. You understand what I mean? But today I want to talk about what happened last season. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we can't start the new season without talking about what happened last season. You understand what I mean?
Well, what didn't happen last season, bro?
A lot didn't happen for us.
Nothing happened for us, bro.
We were sat here, we thought we'd be doing champagne showers outside the Emirates and that.
We were all doing another week, another 3 points, all that jazz, and then, bro,
This summer was looking so different, man. Bro. It was supposed to look different, should I say?
Facts.
You know, there was a parade in bare different parts of London. There was even a parade in North London. We just didn't get the invite, bro. We just didn't get the memo. You understand what I'm saying? But there's a few talking points I want to get into today, yeah. So the first talking point I want to get to, this is our season wrap up, so let's just make that clear. We're talking about what happened last season, not just for Arsenal, but for all clubs involved in the Premier League. We're not going to be haters. Might have to give a little bit of credit where it's due to a certain team in red from Merseyside. But that's as far as it goes, bro. The rest of you lot, you were just as shit as we were, bro. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. But yeah, let's talk about the title race, or can we even call it that? Understand what I mean? Like, I feel like we need to understand how Liverpool were able to just walk the league, bro. Like, what was it that they done that was so good? Or what was it that the rest of us done that was just meaty?
I think one of the main key aspects, like I said, organic, but one of the main key aspects of Liverpool winning that league title, because they won it by 10 points, that was clear.
So there was no title race?
Yeah, I don't think there was. And the reason I think Liverpool was so good, I have to give their manager credit. One of the things that impressed me the most last season is the way he utilised his squad. There'll be games where I think they're struggling. Half time, he's noticed something. He switched this person, that person.
Facts. No
he's
friends.
now mad.
Yeah, there was no friends, bro. Trent got dropped. Conor Bradley come in a lot of the time. Bro, Gravenberch had to do what he had to do. McAllister, even Szoboszlai. Bro, sometimes they got the young G's in and Curtis Jones. Like, you're right. There was no excuses, bro. If you weren't performing, then thank you, but no thank you, bro.
Yeah, no, I was impressed with the way he utilised his squad. Highly impressed.
And he didn't use his squad in games where they didn't need to play, like FA Cups. I saw that they rested some of their key players.
They were playing Endo centre back and all this.
They were doing a lot.
As we were running our players into the ground. Even in the Champions League, last game of the group stages, I know they rotated.
Yeah, they rotated heavily still.
I'm seeing Declan Rice and Odegaard play those games for us. So,
but that's why managers are key for me, because it's crazy. I remember before the season started, Curtis Jones said something. He was like, something about he loves Klopp and that, but the way Arne Slot goes about how he wants to play football, like they actually want to keep possession and play. He felt that suited him better. I say that to say, it's funny how some of their players felt all of this chasing for the second ball thing wasn't really there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know who else?
I was going to echo some of that as well, yeah. I think you're going to go on the same point with
go
Salah,
on.
Bro. Like, he literally came out at the start of the season. I was like, he spoke to a slot and was just like, I just want to score goals, bro.
That's it.
Like, that's it. I don't want to track back that. I don't want to do none of that.
He said,
no, listen, identify that's his best player.
If you relinquish my defensive responsibilities,
I'm going to win you games.
I'm going to win you games, bro.
Won the title, bro.
I don't want to track back. I just don't. Like, I'm 30 plus, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I just went Turkey. I got a trim. I got a new hairline.
Facts.
Just let me cook. Do you know what I'm saying? Just let me cook. And
Klopp
Slot
will
was
ram
like,
me into
no.
the ground. Like, I just want a year where man can just score goals, bro.
I do want to say though. I know. Listen, we got to give them credit. They won the title. I'm not trying to take nothing away.
Yeah.
With their 86 points. Yeah. But something in me feels if there was a team that pressured them a little bit more,
They were supposed to be.
I could, you know what I'm saying? Because there were some games where it was like, bro, are Liverpool gonna drop? And then somehow I give them credit somehow, but I just felt that pressure you get when you feel like,
especially at the end of the season.
There was a drastic difference in their form pre-Christmas and post-Christmas. Like in the new year, they weren't as good, but they done enough, and they created enough separation that you know, even when they had their little hiccups, they still had a safety cushion. And this is another thing that I want to make a point on. The team closest to them, which was us, whenever they fucked up, guess what we went and done? We went and fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
And realistically, bro, that was happening up until like April.
Yeah.
They were dropping a load of points and Arsenal just fading.
We're just like, no, don't worry, bro. You lot got it. Don't worry. Oh, you slipped. Don't worry. We'll help you back up. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we could have took advantage of a few of their, like, at least, as you said, like, put a bit of pressure on them, made the gap a bit smaller. And we just didn't do it.
I think the last thing on Liverpool for me was winners win, man. And laugh at Slot all you want. He came from a team where he won. He had winners in his team like Salah, Virgil, Trent had won in the past. I think, McAllister just won the World Cup, so they've got a team full of winners. And sometimes I look at us and I'm like, where are the winners? Where are the leaders? Where are the people that know how to do it?
Been there and done it.
Exactly that. And I don't know, man. I always say it. People don't put enough like emphasis on the fact that you have to have some XP when it comes to this thing, and I don't think we've got enough of it. And Liverpool just had that little bit more XP than we did, and that's what got them over the line.
I think end of the season I realised that as well, because I was relying a lot on the players are good enough to just do it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
and it gets to a point where that has to be the case, because like guys mentioned, Liverpool were struggling at some points of the season, and then in 89th minute, Salah just pops up. Virgil van Dijk header. Like they just, you know what I mean? They know how important it is. Those 3 points were, bro. No matter who it is they're playing.
We spoke on Liverpool. We spoke on Arsenal. You also said winners win, which I think is a fantastic point. But then for me, it's like, how do we explain City's drop off? Because I get it. Arsenal, we lack the XP. Liverpool, I guess that was the element of surprise. City, they're defending champions. You understand what I'm saying? They've got a team full of XP. They've got Haaland up front doing the mad thing. They had Phil Foden, Premier League Player of the Year, etc. So it's like, I can understand Arsenal lacking XP or whatever. I'm scratching my head at that City season last year, bro. Like, that is...
Can I say something?
Go on.
I feel like sometimes we're afraid to also add one extra ingredient that we all know is part of it, but no one wants to say it. And that's sometimes the element of luck. The reason I say that, Salah was phenomenal. Salah was always there. City, a big part of their drop-off for me, I put towards Rodri. That as soon as he was, they spent the whole season trying to, is this person going to work there? Is that person? They even went and copped someone, and then now they're about to go and sell that you. Like, they're trying to figure out how to operate without him. And sometimes that just hurts. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
so now I've got to ask you the question. Were Liverpool lucky to win the Premier League last season?
No, they weren't lucky, but an element of luck is part of it. Like, it just is where it is, isn't it?
I wouldn't call it lucky.
But I won't call it lucky. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's just having a season whereby they had less injuries than a lot of other people. But the reason why I don't buy that is because, again, like, we've had seasons where some of our key players are here for the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's just part of it. Like, it moves in, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, as much as an element of luck it is a thing, I feel like saying that almost does them a disservice. Like, bro, they were fantastic.
Especially first half of the season.
That's why I don't want to just say that. I say it's an ingredient.
What they done that is usually key to winning titles is they beat the mid-table teams. Like I always say, I don't think it's your top six games that are going to win you titles. I think it's how you do against, that middle pack of them annoying teams, the Evertons, the West Hams, the Bournemouths, the Fulhams, them ones that if they catch you on a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday, it's curtains, bro. Like, you already know. Like, we're struggling with like Raul Jimenez up front and they are just moving to teams. I do believe they actually lost to Fulham, but my point remains.
And Nottingham Forest put boot to us as well.
Yeah, but my point still remains. They done better against the middle pack of teams, and they done well in their top 6 games as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
No, they deserved it. They played.
Got to give credit where it's due. I think Liverpool were were worthy champions. You know what I mean?
Salah was amazing, man. He was doing stuff that I was like, yeah, you're hungry still.
I thought he was gonna drop off, man. I thought like
he was playing like he was gonna leave.
They weren't making no sense.
I think he was playing knowing that he can stay here longer than Henry. I think that's what was on his thing. I think he was thinking, bro, they call this guy the GOAT, the number one. Like, I need to play, and if I have a banging season, I'll stay. If I don't, then
still didn't get the double though.
Bro, he could stay for another 10 years. He's not chatting to Henry.
Yeah, but,
you know what I mean?
I mean, people bring the numbers to the table, but you're all right. I don't think he chats to Henry ever, but people bring the numbers to the table, innit? So,
talking about the mid-table, because obviously we've given Liverpool their flowers. Small little round of applause. Cool. Talking about the mid-table, I want to talk about what I call the mid-table madness. You understand? I feel like the increased strength of mid-table teams, you look at Palace winning the FA Cup, you look at Newcastle, they're like the upper echelon of like mid-table. Some may even say they've gone beyond mid-table. We'll talk about that in a little bit. They won the Carabao Cup. Forest, who were relegation threatened the season before, almost getting into the Champions League. If they had, I think they played, was it Chelsea they played on the final day? Or they played Chelsea in
Forest,
the running.
Yeah. And Forest on the final day.
If they had beat Chelsea, they would have qualified for the top 4. So what do you think about the strength of the mid-table teams? Like, you know what I mean? The Newcastles, the Villas.
Quality management, man. I think when we were growing up watching the league, the mid-table managers were the likes of your Big Sams, the Martin O'Neills. Now you've got your Eddie Howes, you've got your Santoses. Like, these managers... Like, a lot of these managers could, in my opinion, go to a United, maybe even on an Arsenal. Nobody even knew who Arne Slot was. And, like, some people would have said that he was, like, a mid-table manager before he came. So I think the level of management that we're getting in the Premier League now, and everyone wants to play here now, everyone wants to manage here now, I think that's why the mid-table teams are, like, they're waking up. I don't think they'll ever get to a point where they could break into sort of our world simply because of the finances that we get to play around with. But in terms of what I'm seeing on the pitch, like especially from Nottingham Forest, if they had bigger depth or more depth in their team, I think they could have easily qualified for Champions League. But they just started running dry towards the end of the season.
I know you said the teams aren't as well funded, but I was even going to say a lot of these teams now, in comparison to that era of the Big Sams and stuff, they are very well funded.
Yeah, more than them. Versus the Arsenal's, Liverpool, City.
And they're able to make astute signings. I feel like the scouting departments, like for the Brightons,
that part,
kind of teams,
I agree,
that plays
they're clever in the market, very clever in the market.
But they got money to spend, man. Bournemouth got American backing. Brighton, like I said, Forest, they're a Greek guy.
Yeah.
So there's money there. Newcastle haven't even really started to play, really. They're the richest club in the league, essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I feel like that plays a massive part in it.
You're spitting, and tag me in, because my thing was going to be money as well. I think we didn't even mention Brighton.
Yeah.
I think what's happening is clubs like Arsenal used to go in, get the next best talent, and they used to operate through doing that. But now I'm seeing Brighton's getting them. All of these clubs getting them nice and early. Leeds got Rafinha, nice and early. Leicester, Mahrez, Kante, nice and early. This just used to be...
We've been seeing it now with the Belabers and...
You know what I'm saying? Like, Brighton are very good at that. Yeah. Caicedo, Belabor, Basuma.
They've said Ferguson or not.
Bro,
looking at
that's what I'm saying. Crazy. We've gone and signed my man. He came from Brighton.
You know
what I'm saying? So they're scouting players that I think our clubs used to get before, and then good but now they're the ones doing it, and then we're just spending big money on if they do well at Brighton, now let me get him. Do you know what I'm saying? And
tag me in there as well, because not only are they scouting the players, they're scouting the managers. If you look at the recruitment of managers in the Premier League, it's like, for example, I'm pretty sure Nuno Espirito Santo, he was at Porto at one point, no? He was in the Portuguese league.
Then went to Saudi.
No,
it's Portuguese, then came here.
But Saudi, when he came here, he went Wolves.
And that Wolves team were doing okay for their level as well.
He got them.
He was in the Championship with them,
He got them in the Europa League. You understand what I'm saying? And then obviously it started to get a bit shaky. He went Saudi, came back doing a great job at Nottingham Forest. This is a high level manager. Iriola, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Manager. My dog, I like him. He's a good manager.
Well,
he was doing well in La Liga at one point. You understand what I'm saying?
Where did Hassan come from? Germany? The Brian
Hasenhüttl.
No,
Yeah.
Hertzler. Fabian Hertzler. Is it Fabian Hertzler?
Hertzler, yeah.
No, he's talking about Hasenhüttl, the Southampton one.
Southampton, yeah.
Yeah.
But Hertzler was
Hertzler,
yeah.
and he's young as well.
Yeah.
He's like
Early 30s.
early 30s.
Yeah. Smoke City, boy.
Yeah. So I feel like not only is the player recruitment there, I feel like the managerial recruitment's there, and I think it's all linked back to the point that everyone's made. It's the bag, bro. Like, we've just got the bag over here that a lot of other leagues don't have. So when you have that kind of money, I was even having this debate in a group chat earlier. A lot of players will be willing to come to a mid-table Prem team rather than going to like a Marseille, for example. No disrespect to Marseille. If there's any Marseille fans listening, we rock with you lot. But there is players out there that if someone like West Ham, like mid-table teams can pay you 120 bags a week, bro.
And the platform you get there in the Premier League
exactly.
is crazy,
and you know, if you do well in the Premier League,
you can go to a Champions League team anywhere in the world, but not even just in the
You are
Premier.
basically describing the Super League.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
I feel like the financial gain of being in the Premier League, like you got to remember, footballers have short careers. Some players move for sporting ambitions. Yeah. So maybe if you're just thinking on a footballing scale, you'll probably go to a Marseille, they're in the Champions League, etc.
You know what's so crazy, yeah?
You know what I mean?
There are players that go from champs to like top European teams as well. That's how powerful like the English pyramid is. Like, I think Akpom went Ajax, flipping. Gyökeres went
Sporting
Lisbon. Frimpong went from a championship team, no?
Frimpong was at Celtic.
He was at Celtic,
bro. Via City.
There's a lot of players that are playing here to platform themselves, and then even from the championship going to big teams abroad. So.
Austin Trusty, he was at Birmingham City, and then he's gone Celtic. But again, that's a Champions League team. Do you understand what I'm saying? So club. I feel like if you play well within the English pyramid, there's eyes on you everywhere. You understand what I'm saying?
Paulinho went to flipping Bayern Munich
from Fulham.
That's another one.
Elise Bayern as well.
Yeah.
Mad.
Like, I think it's very evident that the money involved in English football is at a point where we can attract the biggest talents, but also the platform, that the eyes on you when you're playing in the Prem, and that's not me disrespecting any other league, but the eyes on you when you're playing in the Prem there's a significant amount of eyes.
It's millions, bro.
And if you perform well in the Prem, you might get a Prem to Prem move. You might have Barca looking at you. Madrid. Dean Howson is a perfect example. Yeah. He was at Juventus, went from Juve to Bournemouth because they have the funds to do that. After a year, he's gone from Bournemouth to Real Madrid.
And Bournemouth have made mad profit off that.
And Bournemouth have made 50 M's. You understand what I'm saying? And again, that back in the day,
even his centre back partner. Zabani.
He
might be going PSG.
Might be going PSG. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like all the points that we've made linked together: the recruitment, the money, the managers that they're playing under, and the platform that they're on. And I feel like that's why the mid-table teams are like their levels compared to what they were before. And this also links in to the next point, because I like this the way we're transitioning into these next parts of the conversation. How do the newly promoted teams now bridge that gap?
It's almost impossible.
We're the mid-table.
Yeah, because the top 6 teams are here, the mid-table teams are here, but the promoted teams, they're here, bro. Like, it's not even like I can't. When's the last time a newly promoted team stayed up?
Brentford stayed up. Brighton stayed up.
Brentford stayed up. They've been in the Prem for a minute, though.
Brighton have been there for a minute as well. To be fair.
Brighton have been there for a while.
Leeds, maybe they came and stayed for 1 season.
They stayed for 1 year, then went back down. I know last year all 3 newly promoted teams went straight back down.
It hasn't been consistent.
The year before, I think all 3 newly promoted teams went back down again. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, how do the newly promoted teams?
That's a good question.
Yeah, bro.
How do they bridge the gap? Because it's
I think it's almost impossible.
No, it's not.
When did Forest?
If a Middlesbrough, for example, come up, how are they gonna keep?
When the Forest come up,
do you know what I mean?
They're probably the closest team I could think.
Forest came up 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So they might be the last newly promoted team that managed.
Because Burnley just came back up now. Sunderland just came back up now.
Yeah. Sunderland ain't been here for a minute, and they are going straight back down. With all due respect,
they're investing.
It's a yo-yo thing. It's almost impossible to stay and be here permanently, and unless everything goes right for you. I'm talking, you sign the right players, you get the right manager in, and then you have a bit of money to back what you're trying to do. Because don't get me wrong, that lump sum that you get for playing in the Premier League is nice, but if you don't use it wisely, like we've seen Southampton do, then see you later, man.
Yeah.
But do you know what it is for me with these newly promoted sides? Yeah, have an identity. One of the things that frustrate me the most is when a newly promoted side comes up and they try and play like City. Bro, you can't out football City. And this is Southampton. They won 2 games out of 38. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. 2 games out of 38. And they weren't getting the hint, bro.
But you know what?
They weren't. They were still trying to out football team. And it was like, bro, what's going on?
I don't disagree with you, but I think for some of those managers, they can't win, they can't lose, because even if they part the bus, eventually a Man City is going to break. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why even when Kompany tried to do his thing, he was thinking, bro, like I'm damned if I do. I'm just going to try.
But you know what it is, yeah. Your safety as a newly promoted team isn't determined by how you do against Arsenal, City, Liverpool. You're not expected to win those games. But when you're facing the like, let's say the teams in the bottom half of the table, the Wolves of the world that are struggling, the West Hams who have been struggling in recent years, despite them actually investing heavily in their team, it's like that's where you're supposed to try and guarantee your points, especially in your home games. And as we said, I've watched Southampton make a shitload of mistakes playing out from the back. They even have a goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, who isn't the most confident in them kind of... So it's like, bro, you lot could... Brentford, my prime example, when they were in the Championship, Brentford were on this total football team. Like, they wanted to dominate games,
gonna give them
like,
as an example.
have bare possession, etc. Pop the ball, all of that. They came to the Prem, they said, we got to play different. If we want to survive here, we've got to play a bit different. They started playing counter-attack, lump it, slump it with a little bit of tech.
They also got lucky with their players, because Ipswich tried to do the counter-attack thing, and they were getting slapped. Ipswich were trying to do the counter-attack thing. Alright, cool. Back 15 and then just lump it to the lap, or
put up the biggest fight out of the other lot,
and they still went down. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. I hear both sides.
No, but I don't think Ipswich's signings were the best.
But that's why I said all of it has to.
Everything has to.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about their signings? I thought they were quite clever in the market.
I think their signings were almost preparing them for if they went back down. Personally,
but then they lost all of them.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because Amari's might be going as well.
Amari might be going as well,
yeah. For me, I don't know. I just felt like what Sonny said about Brentford. They came up with a team. Majority of the team still stayed together throughout the whole time.
That's another key thing as well.
Yeah.
A lot of teams come to the Prem and then either
your best players
immediately. The whole starting 11 looks mad different.
Recruitment is also important. I'll give Nottingham Forest as an example.
Yeah.
They almost got relegated. They brought in Chris Wood. They brought in Anthony Alanga for a chicken change from Man United.
But you have to remember, all of these signings, they just got them right. They just got them. Like, you can't tell me that you planned for Chris Wood to have a 6th season. You planned for Alanga to perform the way you did. You planned for Callum Hudson-Odoi to perform the way he did. You planned for Ola Aina, who was in the Prem, to be one of the best.
Elliot Anderson, another signing.
Like, bro, even remember at the time,
I remember at the time when they were signing. Remember at the time when they were signing all these men. Everyone was looking at them crazy, though.
Exactly that, and they were pushing like their old team out of the way on the snap. They even got people from the Championship team still on their like roster, but they just can't sell them.
Captain, he's another one.
So it's, I don't know, man. I think everything has to be right.
They made a lot of the players that almost got relegated with them, like their depth.
Exactly.
Which is why this goes back to your point. I think that's why maybe in the running they just ran out of legs. Do you understand what I'm saying? 100%. They ran out a bit of juice, but it was a fantastic season from them. But go on, you had a point.
I had a ding moment.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I can't lie. What's that? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad. And look, you just hit the back. You take that back. I don't like where I'm That's a mad one.
Ding is crazy, but the back thing,
yo.
You say that right back. 1, 2, 1, 2.
But yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, a lot of people keep telling me about how the Championship is one of the best leagues to prepare you for the Prem. So I just feel if you're in the Championship, you've come up. I think a lot of the teams that I've just promoted should take advantage of the Championship, and the next best talents from the Championship should be coming to the promoted teams. For instance, how Morgan Rogers ended up at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
If I'm a newly promoted, I know that guy's cold.
Yeah.
He should be coming to our side. We make the money.
That sounds good on paper.
It sounds good on paper.
But if Villa's calling you out and then
that's true. But I just think they're so obsessed with trying to find it, setting up like the other big teams. You know what I mean? I will take advantage of the Championship.
The cheat code. West Ham done it with Bowen. Villa done it with Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
You get them in January. You don't wait for the season to end. You get them middle of the season. You bring them in. You let them get familiar with your team and that, and then the next season they kick on. That is 9 times out. If you're gonna poach players from the Championship, in my opinion, you do it halfway through the season. And if you're a newly promoted team, me personally, I'm gonna do the opposite of what you said. I'm recruiting from within the Prem. See all of these Premier League proven players that you can't get game time.
They're on 100k a week though.
Hey, listen,
wages are madness.
Bro, the playoff final is £100 million game, so they say. Do you understand what I'm saying?
150 even.
So if I'm a Sunderland, for example, I'm looking at a Harvey Elliott, young, hungry, English. Try and get him on loan with an obligation. If you stay up, you pay a 30 M's for him or whatever the case is. You try and get a Raheem Sterling, as much as he probably wouldn't go to a newly promoted team. You have to be in conversations with these kind of players. You have to be in conversations with players that have shown they can do it in the Premier League. They might not be starters. You understand what I'm saying? They might not be starters for their club every single week. But, you knock on the door and you try and have certain conversations because these guys have shown they can play at this level. I do understand you might want to try and recruit from somewhere else in Europe. I know Sunderland done really well being a Championship team, getting Enzo Laffi. He's somebody that a lot of people liked and he's part of the reason they got promoted. You understand what I'm saying? But even a Tyler Diblin, I'm hearing Everton are looking at him. If I'm one of the newly promoted teams, this dude's at 18. He played well last season. Let me grab that. Do you get what I'm saying? No, let me grab that. And then you just slap a clause in his contract. If we get relegated, we get a 40 mil for you. You understand what I'm saying? Right. There you go. Like, you just got to try and do smart business. I'm not an expert, but if me personally, that's what I would do. I just feel like it makes the most sense. Go Prem proven. I don't think there's anything wrong with going Prem proven. You might not be able to get the upper echelon, but you can get enough to keep you up.
Nah, I'm looking for hungry players. I'm not gonna lie. Like Monaco even getting Beerif. If I got promoted, he might be someone I get. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just hungry player that want to prove themselves.
Right. Especially want to prove teams that have released them wrong as well.
That's another good way to recruit, Them academy guys that are still sitting in the 23s. Romeo Lavia is one. Yeah. Who else was just chilling in the 23s?
And Liam Delap himself.
Liam Delap is another one. Like, there's a few of them.
Palmer was that guy.
Palmer was that guy. A few of them, they're just
all
chilling.
City guys.
But again, look at their academy, bro.
Their academy.
Understand what I'm saying?
Bro, they're smart with what they do.
Amari Hutchinson,
yeah.
He was just chilling.
All that City as well, I'm just deep in it.
Like, I'm just saying, like, me personally, you've got to, cool. If you're looking Prem proven, great. If you're looking young and hungry, look in these academies, bro. These men are playing for the 23s and that, but look at who they're training with. Look, some of them, they just need a platform to perform. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think there's ways that you can recruit to just make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But, I said I was going to touch on this earlier. So, this is the question I want to ask. I want to ask all the man them. I want to get you lot's thoughts, yeah? Traditionally, growing up, we all grew up on a top 4. You understand? Which consisted of Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, United. As time progressed, it became a big 6. City started dominating the league. Spurs started pushing and getting into the Champions League places and stuff like that. And then now we're seeing an emergence of 2 new teams. Well, not new, but 2 teams that are, Aston Villa and Newcastle. My question to you lot is it still a top 4? Is it a big 6? or are we now seeing the big 8?
I know we're all Arsenal fans, but I'm surprised you said Aston Villa and Newcastle before you said Tottenham.
No, Tottenham are part of the big 6.
Tottenham
you said
Tottenham
the big 6.
Yeah, Tottenham are already cemented.
Do you know what?
Said 6
I heard 4 and everything was gone, but let's blame it on the juice. That's why I'm wearing the glasses.
Nah, Spurs are part of the 6, innit? So,
Yeah, Spurs are part.
So wait, what's your big 6 again?
I don't like that.
You know what?
Ah, shit.
I don't like the idea of it always getting bigger, man. I like the top 4 thing was the top 4.
Whoa!
Yo!
I don't know about that one, mate.
That was egregious still.
That was crazy. Yeah. I don't like the idea of the teams always expanding simply because like, the teams expanding makes sense. It's a team, bro. The heck?
Hey, don't kill me.
Simply because, there's 5 teams in the Champions League now, but I miss that top 4 equals Champions League, bro. You work hard to get into the Champions League. This whole, you might get into the Champions League because the teams that are in the Champions League now have done well and that opens up another space for you. I think that's bullcrap. I really hate that concept. So I always thought it should be a top 4 still, and then one team in, one team out. The moment City started dominating, if it's at the expense of Arsenal, that you're no longer the top 4 and we don't see as a top 4 team, then so be it. Like, I think that should be how it is. And then the big 6 thing came around. Cool, I can adapt, but I don't want to see no top 8 stuff, man. If it's going to be the 6, then it's the 6 biggest teams in England, and it's a one in, one out thing. I don't care about Newcastle having all this money. I don't care about Villa coming close on the final day of the season. It's a one in, one out. That's the way I see it, anyways.
I think I think the big 6 don't change.
Yeah.
I think in every season, okay, Man United might not make the top 6. They're still a big 6 in my eyes.
Yeah.
The amount of money they get, they're still one of the biggest teams in the world.
Well, trophies they still have.
Yeah. So, bro, they can finish, as we saw, 1-5 one season. I will not be shocked if they're 6th next season.
Yeah, facts.
Because they're one of the big teams. Where if Villa end up 15th, I'm now concerned. Has your time come and gone? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's these teams that I look at and go, it doesn't. Chelsea, a massive example. Doesn't matter where they finish one season, the next season they could just do another thing and then end up with a trophy and do a match. So I think the big 6 still has not changed in my eyes until I see one team consistently out of that top 6. Then I'm like, okay,
Tottenham, no,
you're falling out. Have they consistently been out like that?
I don't know, but they've consistently underperformed for me, I'd say.
Yeah, but we still look at them at a certain... Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it'll be long before we start looking at them funny. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think for now, they're still part of their big 6.
So, and if that time came, then I might exchange them with a Newcastle or someone that took that spot that's consistently there now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I'm just going to echo what basically Jay and Reece said, man. 6 teams, man. Again, 1 in, 1 out. 1 in, 1 out. Literally,
bro. Like,
it's
the dancing table's
packed, bro. Half the league. Yeah.
What we gonna do? The club's nearly full. The club's nearly full.
Nah, what the hell, man?
You see them saying top 8 teams, bro.
It's the big 10 now. Like, bro. It's gonna become ridiculous, innit? So 6 teams, 1 in, 1 out policy for me, man.
Edit that. I think we just have to get accustomed to a new normality. I think Newcastle are here to stay. They're the richest club in the league.
Are they though?
They are though.
They can barely keep their biggest players, bro.
But because of PSR and things like that. Now, don't get me wrong. See the point you just made? That is why I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because I partially agree with what you guys said. No matter where Man United finish in the league, they can attract some of the top players in
Man United,
Europe.
bro. At the end of the day,
exactly. They're Man United. Like Brian Mbomo, the prime example. Bro, Newcastle were knocking, Arsenal were interested. He said, I only want United. And that's because that badge, that club, holds weight.
And that paycheck holds weight as well.
That paycheck also holds weight.
And it's not only players coming, the fact that they kept Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno
He said, I'm not going nowhere.
Bro, he got offered life change. I've heard they were offering over half a M a week, bro. Over 500 racks a week. Fair. And he said, no, I want to... If Man United tell me they want to sell me, that's a different convo. But I want to stay. I'm choosing to stay. So... again, I don't. As you said, Newcastle's best player. You know what I mean? We can address the elephant in the room. Bro said, "I want out." He wants out for Liverpool. And if we're trying to put them in the same, that we're all in the same club, it's impossible.
Can't be, bro.
It's impossible.
You lot have just been qualifying. Just been qualifying for Champions League 2 out of the last how many years?
There's nothing. There's literally nothing that Liverpool should be able to offer him that Newcastle can't. If that makes sense, they're in the Champions League. They got a shit ton of money. You understand what I'm saying? They're traditionally one of the biggest clubs in England. Yeah. So why does he want to move?
I'm not gonna lie though. If I had a howler button, I'll press it, because what they can offer is him thinking they'll win stuff.
Yeah,
he doesn't think Newcastle.
And that is that's the point. That's why I'm saying I agree with you, lot, because there's certain clubs like
big things. I don't want to say that because it'll be like we just want.
But again, you lot are saying all these things, but Tottenham keep coming to mind. They don't win big things. They're not consistent. The players that go to Tottenham only go to Tottenham because no one else wants them. With all the respect, I love Kudus, but he openly said he wants to go Arsenal, then openly said he wants to go Chelsea. Both teams said, sorry, bro, there's no room for you in the inn. And then suddenly, I only want Tottenham, bro.
Yeah. Heung-min Son would never go Liverpool over Tottenham.
What do you mean he'll never go Liverpool?
Heung-min Son will not leave Tottenham to go Liverpool.
Yeah,
well, right now.
That's because
But he'd leave Tottenham to go to a big team outside in Europe.
Yeah, but my point I'm trying to say is, Isak wanting to leave Newcastle to go to Liverpool. Hold on.
But we know that Isak wants to leave Newcastle, because they can't afford to give him the wages he wants. He said, I want 300k a week. Newcastle said no.
But it's also, I can put a lot of money on the fact that he would go Liverpool for 225 a week. He wouldn't demand 300 because Liverpool then bring the added trophies.
Would Son go to Man City?
Possibly winning a title. Would Son go Man City?
Yeah.
Harry Kane wanted to.
That's my point.
But we do have that knowledge. we do have that knowledge. When it comes to the big six, there is a hierarchy.
There is a
hierarchy, and when it comes to trophies and being successful, in recent years, City are at the top of that hierarchy.
Okay, so now this is a different question. Do you think Isak will leave Newcastle to go Tottenham?
No.
So that proves kind of Jay's and your point.
Yeah.
That Tottenham aren't really. That's what I'm saying.
Tottenham and Newcastle.
That's why I don't like the big six thing. Tottenham's not there, bro.
Okay, so
now that actually proves your point.
So now, since we're asking questions, if United could offer Champions League football, would Isak leave a Newcastle for a Man United?
Yes.
I think he'd think about it.
Yes.
And I think he would have left Newcastle for Arsenal if Arsenal had a little bit of money.
If Man United was still consistently getting Champions League how we are the last few seasons, he's definitely going there. Yeah. Lukaku went there.
So basically, are you not trying to say there's only a big five?
That's what I've been 1 in 1 out. That's how I'm asking about Tottenham. Thank you, bro.
Because I don't think Watkins leaves Aston Villa for Spurs, but I think he leaves Aston Villa for Arsenal.
And he leaves.
But to be fair, he's an Arsenal fan, so
and he leaves Aston Villa for United as well because they're interested in.
I'm telling you, this Spurs thing, they're forcing themselves in. They don't win anything.
I know this is an Arsenal podcast, but Spurs.
I would ask a question. Yeah, this is a dead serious question. Yeah, Isak leaves Newcastle, goes Liverpool. Hypothetically, Ollie Watkins is on the market. Yeah, who does Ollie Watkins choose between Spurs and Newcastle?
Newcastle at the moment, you know.
Yeah, Champions League football as well.
Which is mad because Spurs just won a European trophy.
Like I said, Spurs don't win anything.
That's mad, you know.
He goes Newcastle for sure. He goes Newcastle.
I honestly can't fully say Spurs.
He'll go Newcastle.
I genuinely.
I'm telling you, full circle. Spurs
even
shouldn't be in the conversation,
even the whole thing with Newcastle, like the number 9 being iconic.
I'm not gonna lie.
All of that.
I'm not gonna lie. You might have did something, you know.
Spurs shouldn't be in the conversation.
But wait, Kudus picked
remember what I said?
Over Newcastle, though,
no, Newcastle were in the picture.
He didn't. He
it was Arsenal, Chelsea.
It was stay at West Ham or go Spurs.
Yeah.
Those were his options.
London Life.
It was Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs.
Arsenal didn't knock the door. Chelsea didn't want to pay what West Ham wanted. Liverpool weren't really interested. The only concrete club that was in for him was
Jay.
I'm telling you, Spurs, bro.
True.
Alright, so this is a question
Big 4.5, man.
I want to put out to the people. Yeah, since you've seen us kind of deliberating about it, are Spurs actually a top 6 team, or are they just pretenders? Are they just a team?
They ain't even won the league since the 60s, bro.
Are they a team that does well? They can push. They can get into the Champions League like a Newcastle, like a Aston Villa, or do they actually sit at the same table as a Man City, a Liverpool, a Man United, a Arsenal, a Chelsea? And please, in your response, do not bring up the fact that they won the Europa League.
But is it cheeky that we're asking that after they won the Europa League?
Yeah, it is a bit cheeky.
I mean,
it is a bit cheeky, but
I could have.
In the larger context of what we were saying,
I could have. What did they last win before?
Europa League, yeah, cool, that's nice. I'm going to put on a table, and again, you guys can answer, other people them can answer. Would you have rather won that cup that Newcastle won, or the Europa League?
What, the Carling Cup?
Carling Cup.
Don't piss me off, man.
I'm asking,
You framed the question wrong.
I'm asking, bro.
The actual question is, would you have rather won the Europa League and finish 16th, or won the Carabao Cup and qualified for the Champions League via the league?
Don't they qualify for the Champions League from winning?
Yeah,
to be fair, no,
You know what? Yeah, I had a stinker. That's
stinks.
But the league position, I know what you're trying to say. The league position, yeah.
But that stank because Nah, fair enough.
And Super Cup as well.
So wait, we got 6 teams in the champs next year, innit?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's enough.
Sorry.
Bro, it's enough, bro.
It's enough, man. We've got 6
Arsenal,
now.
City,
Liverpool, Newcastle,
Chelsea, Tottenham, yeah.
How did Chelsea get in the Champions League?
They qualified 5th. They finished 5th.
Yeah. Remember, all the English teams were doing well, so
Arsenal,
they had an extra position.
Arsenal, Liverpool gave it an extra position.
Yeah.
Not even just Arsenal.
Even
Spurs,
what Chelsea were doing, and Spurs, United.
Yeah.
The English team were dominating.
This home, you know.
To be fair, I remember at the time everyone thought it was between us and Italy to get the additional.
It's because we beat Madrid in the quarterfinals.
Do you know what? It's this coalition thing, bro.
Yeah.
That's a wrong word, isn't it?
Coefficient,
yeah. Just take it on.
I was thinking about Labour and Liberal Democrats.
Carry the mug, carry the pillow.
This is bad.
Nah, I don't know who's winning now. You get me?
First episode of Nothing But Net. Hat-trick hero, match ball.
Let me sign it.
Shout out the coalition.
Say.